Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Definitely.
Awesome. So today we're gonna tackle the world of retail.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's always changing, always evolving.
Absolutely.
We found this really interesting text actually, all about retail management. It's from Indonesia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And get this, it covers everything. Like literally everything from those traditional markets you still see.
Yeah.
To those gigantic online like empires.
It's amazing the range.
Yeah. And you know what's really fascinating to me? It even talks about like how these old school ideas about, building relationships with customers, those are still relevant today. Like think about a place like Carrefour.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
You know, it really strikes me that retail is just like a mirror to our own lives.
That's a great point.
Like it's not just about the stuff we buy, right?
Right.
It's about how we shop, our habits, our values, even the technology we use. Like all of that shapes the entire experience.
Absolutely. And we're going to unpack all of that, starting with those early days of retail.
Okay, yeah.
You know, those traditional markets, those tiny shops where like the owner knew your name, remembered what you liked, probably even knew your whole family's preferences.
That's the heart of what we call relational marketing.
Relational marketing.
It's that human connection, right? That makes you want to go back to that same shop.
Yeah.
Even if they don't have the biggest selection or the lowest prices.
Makes sense.
It's all about that loyalty.
It's true. If you trust the person you're buying from, you feel good about spending your money there.
Absolutely.
But then as towns, grew into cities, things had to change.
Yeah. Of course.
Imagine like trying to run a little shop.
Right.
And you've got thousands of potential customers.
You can't know everyone's name anymore.
Exactly. So that's where like supermarkets and department stores came in.
Right.
They totally changed the game.
Huge shift.
They focused on, what's it called? Mass marketing.
Yeah, mass marketing. Exactly.
Like think about Carrefour and Walmart.
Oh yeah. Great examples.
They buy massive quantities of products so they can offer lower prices, way more choices.
Exactly. Economies of scale.
Yeah. It's like the total opposite of that small personal shop.
Right.
Instead of, knowing each customer by name, they're attracting huge crowds with sheer volume.
And that shift, that came with some trade-offs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Suddenly efficiency, affordability, those became the priority.
Yeah.
But that personalized touch, that started to fade away.
It's like a pendulum, right?
Yeah.
Swinging back and forth. You've got personal service on one side and then massive scale on the other.
Interesting way to put it.
And then boom,
What?
the internet explodes.
Right.
Suddenly it's a whole new ball game. This, what do they call it?
A digital tsunami.
Yes. The digital tsunami.
That's a good one.
We can shop anytime, anywhere. Get practically anything delivered right to our doorstep.
It was a huge, a radical shift.
Definitely radical.
And companies like Amazon, Alibaba, they were ready for it.
They were like waiting in the wings.
They became masters of what we call customer-centric marketing.
Customer-centric.
Yeah. They use data, AI, all that to really understand our shopping habits.
Sometimes it feels like they know what I want before I even do.
Right. Sometimes even predicting what we'll buy next.
It's a little creepy, but also kind of convenient.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And it's not just those global players.
Oh, yeah, right.
Here in Indonesia, you've got platforms like Tokopedia and Shopee.
Huge. Those are huge.
Yeah, they've become like part of daily life for so many people.
It's incredible how fast those platforms have become like essential.
Yeah, totally.
But what's really interesting is how it's not just like online or offline anymore.
Right, it's all blurring together.
Right.
You're talking about omni-channel retailing?
Omni-channel retailing.
Blending those experiences. A good example, Nike's a good example.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, let's say you're browsing their app, you see some shoes you like.
Okay.
You can reserve them, try them on in a store, even customize the design, all connected.
So even with all this like super advanced technology, we're still seeing echoes of those early relationship-focused shops.
Exactly. But now it's on a massive scale, all powered by data.
Data everywhere.
We've entered the age of data-driven decision-making.
Catchy.
Everything retailers do, predicting trends, designing stores, it's all based on data analysis.
This data thing sounds, I don't know, kind of powerful.
It is.
But is there a downside?
Oh, of course, there are always downsides.
I mean, it seems like they're collecting so much information about us.
Yeah, no, you're right to be cautious. There's a balance, right, between using data to like improve the shopping experience.
Yeah.
And respecting our privacy.
So we've got data driving decisions, all these different ways to shop. But what does the actual retail landscape look like today?
Yeah, good question.
I mean, we've got everything from those old school department stores to these super focused online shops.
Right. So much variety. And each type has its own story to tell.
I like it. Stories. I'm ready for some stories.
All right, let's get into it then.
So thinking about how much has changed, it really makes me wonder what's next. What's the future of shopping? Like, where do we go from here?
Well, one thing's for sure, technology, it's going to keep playing a huge role, like a massive role. We're already seeing how much digitalization is impacting things.
Yeah, true.
And it's just going to become even more integrated, like into every single aspect of retail. Think about it. It's not even just about like having a website or an app anymore.
Right.
Right? It's going way beyond that.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. So like what are we talking about here?
Okay, so imagine, right? Like your fridge automatically orders groceries based on, what you've used up.
Okay, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Right. Or a virtual stylist like helps you pick out an outfit for, I don't know, a big event.
Oh, wow.
That's the kind of seamless experience we're talking about.
Yeah, that's pretty futuristic.
Right. That digitalization is going to create.
But I can see how it would like simplify things.
Yeah.
Make life easier.
Absolutely. And it plays into that whole personalization thing we were talking about.
Oh, right. Personalization. So like, it's not just about having tons of choices.
Exactly.
It's about making the experience like tailored to each person.
You got it. But, there are other big trends too, beyond just like the tech stuff.
Oh, okay. Like what else is out there?
Well, sustainability. Big one. Huge. Consumers are getting more aware, right, of the environmental impact, the social impact of what they buy.
Yeah, totally.
So they're looking for brands that, match their values, companies that are committed to like ethical sourcing, eco-friendly practices, all that.
I've definitely noticed that myself. It's actually really encouraging to see people like putting their money where their values are.
Right. Supporting those businesses that are like actually trying to do things the right way.
Exactly. So it's not just a trend.
Right.
It's like a whole shift in how we think about like buying stuff.
Absolutely. And consumers, especially here in Indonesia, they're really demanding that transparency, that accountability from the brands they support.
It's interesting, right? Like even thinking about global trends, it seems like so many brands are like expanding across borders these days.
Yeah, globalization.
Yeah.
It's a powerful force in retail. Companies are constantly looking for new markets, trying to, connect with customers all over the world.
It's like brands from totally different cultures are finding success in new places, which is kind of fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
Like, think the way Uniqlo, right?
Oh, yeah, good example.
Their designs, they're so simple.
Mm-hmm.
And their focus on quality seems to really resonate with people, like, everywhere.
And closer to home, you've got Indomie.
Oh, yeah, the noodles. From
Yes, that Indonesian instant noodle brand.
They're, like, everywhere.
Global sensation. I mean, you can find them in over 100 countries.
Wow.
It showed, like, with the right strategy, even something as simple as, like, instant noodles can achieve international success.
So we've got, like, digitalization, sustainability, globalization, and this whole focus on creating personalized experiences.
Yeah.
It sounds like the future of retail is going to be
exciting.
Yeah, exciting. But also, I imagine, pretty challenging for businesses to, like, keep up with everything.
Definitely going to be some winners and losers in this, like, constantly changing landscape. Adaptability is key, right? Those who can, anticipate those changes, respond quickly, they're the ones who'll thrive.
It all comes back to data, right?
Yeah.
That data-driven decision-making we talked about earlier.
You got it. Data gives you insights, right? Into consumer behavior, market trends, even how well your strategies are working. It's an incredibly powerful tool.
So it's like data helps companies understand what's happening now so they can prepare for what's coming next. It's like, I don't know, like having a crystal ball, but one that's actually based on real information.
Exactly. Using information to make smarter decisions and stay ahead of the curve.
Okay, so we've covered all these big trends shaping the future. But I want to get specific. Can you give us like some real world examples?
Oh, for sure.
Like companies that are doing things right, maybe some that, haven't been so successful.
Absolutely. Let's look at some case studies.
Case studies? I love it. Let's do it.
All right, let's jump in.
Okay, so case studies, hit me with them. What companies are we looking at?
All right, well, let's start with Amazon.
Amazon, okay.
They started as like just an online bookstore.
Yeah.
And now they sell, I mean, practically everything, right?
It's true.
They were one of the first to really like embrace that whole e-commerce thing, constantly innovating, expanding.
It's amazing, their growth.
But then you have a company like Toys R Us.
Oh, yeah. Toys R Us.
Classic. Right?
So many childhood memories.
Exactly. But they really struggled to adapt to that like online shift.
Yeah.
And well, sadly, they end up closing their doors.
It's like a, I don't know, almost a David and Goliath story.
Yeah.
Except Goliath went digital
Right,
and
yeah.
David just like didn't see it coming.
It's a powerful reminder that businesses need to be adaptable, you know,
Yeah.
willing to change with the times.
Or get left behind, right?
Yeah.
So Amazon, definitely a good example of a company that did things right. What other success stories are out there?
Well, how about Zara,
Zara. Okay.
the fast fashion giant?
Fast fashion. Yeah.
Their success is all about speed, responsiveness. They use data to track trends and then get new designs into stores incredibly quickly, sometimes in just a few weeks.
It's crazy how fast they move.
Yeah.
I think I read somewhere that they like intentionally keep their production close to their main markets.
Right.
Just to like cut down on shipping time.
Exactly. They've really streamlined their entire supply chain, like from the initial design all the way to distribution.
That's smart.
Yeah, and now, you know, compare that to a company like Sears.
Sears. Okay.
They're once like a dominant department store,
Yeah.
but they really struggled to keep up. They were slow to adapt to, you know, all the changes happening in retail, and they couldn't compete.
So Zara, all about speed and agility. Sears, stuck in the slow lane. What other lessons can we learn from these companies? Any other examples?
Well, let's talk about IKEA.
Oh, IKEA. I love IKEA.
They've built a global empire, right, on affordable, stylish furniture.
Yeah, they're great.
They realized that people were actually willing to assemble their own furniture.
Yeah.
If it meant getting a good deal. It was like a brilliant strategy to manage costs.
Yeah.
Appeal to a wider market.
And it's not just about the furniture itself, right?
Oh, no, definitely not.
Like, they've created this whole experience around shopping at IKEA.
You got it.
They're the maze-like showrooms.
Yeah.
The Swedish meatballs. It's an event.
They understand that sometimes it's not just about the product, it's about the whole experience around it.
So we've got Amazon, the digital trailblazer, Zara, the speed demon, and IKEA, the masters of experience and affordability.
And they all highlight those key things we've been talking about, right? Adaptability, innovation, and a deep understanding of like what customers really want.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, is there a big question you want our listeners to think about?
You know, we've talked about AI, personalization, even like the metaverse. But with all this change happening so fast, what do you think the next big disruption in retail will be?
Ooh, that is a good question.
What should savvy businesses and, you know, shoppers like yourself be preparing for?
Lots to think about. Well, thanks for joining us on this journey through the world of retail. It's been awesome exploring how this industry is like evolved over time.
Yeah.
And to think about all those exciting possibilities that are still ahead.
It's an exciting time for retail, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone.